My name is Mahmaida. I'm 20. I was born in Japan, but currently live and work in Mexico City in Mexico. I study art at Kyoto State University of Art in Japan. I've got a bachelor and a master's degree in painting. 4 or 5 years later, I had an opportunity to study art again at the Kunstakademie Düsseldorf in Germany that I longed for, but not in painting department, but sculpture department, because I wanted to learn three-dimensional thinking. For me, painting is not two-dimensional art. We can create a space and atmosphere with just one painting, and I want to paint deeply and deeply in the painting, not just on the surface. Also, I want the line that I draw to go out of my painting and to grow freely. So sometimes I make installations, videos, photographs, etc. with my drawing. But they are all connected. They are just with different ways of representation. Actually I wanted to be a composer when I was young, but my parents are artists, and I used to draw and paint a lot since I was growing. I don't know if that's why when I improvise on the piano, I always have an images instead of sheet music. That is the beginning of my interest in sound. Now I'm interested in all kinds of sound, especially in nature, including inaudible sounds. I want to feel the sounds of birds opening, plants sucking up water, and things like that. So I always try to communicate with nature. And these are the series of dialogue with nature, newborn sound, etc. Fortunately, my studio is surrounded by a lot of trees and plants. I really love working here. I often combine canvas part and wood parts. Wood has so beautiful lines and they are the tracks of how it's lived. So I'd like to respect and connect with them with my drawing. Even I paint dark colors on the wood, we can see the grains of wood depending on the angle and light. The paintings change depending on where you are. And it's important for me to choose which part of wood I use, so I make the wood parts all by myself, like cutting or putting them together. Another reason to use wood is that I can carve lines into the painting with a carving chisel instead of putting colors on the surface with a brush. I've lived in several different countries like Germany, England, Japan, and Mexico, and I've been in different cultures. By living outside Japan, I was able to look myself and Japan objectively afresh. That affected me a lot. I'm Japanese wherever am I realized that my root is in Japan wherever I go. So I began to be interested in its root and its history, regardless of living things or non-living things. The new series, Memory and Remembrance, came out in that way. In the series of Remembrance, I'm focusing on antique textile, especially kimono. I grew up seeing my grandmother making kimonos because that was her job. Maybe that's why I love kimono clothes since I was a kid, and began to collect them. Antique kimonos have a lot of histories. A long time ago, someone designed a cloth, someone made it, someone bought it, someone wore it, and then came to me. I try to go back in the time of them and I draw as if I pull out threads of the history.